Today on the Sales Life is for all my procrastinators out there. If that's you, raise your hand. No one's seeing you, man. And if you're sitting there at the red light and you're putting your hand up, you can do one of those little church small handhelds where you just barely raise your hand. Like you have a question, but you don't want to get called out. This is for all my procrastinators out there. And we all have it at one time or another. And it's things, man, that you've just been putting off, whether you're trying to get back in shape, or whether you're trying to get better at your creatives, or you're just trying to improve in your career. The term that I recently learned is called radical incrementalism, and I love it, and I think it'll help you get back in the game of life. But before we roll out with today's episode, allow me to introduce myself. My name is Marsh Spice, and I'm the host of The Sales Life, and I believe the number one skill that you need in life is the ability to sell. See, selling is more than a profession, it's a life skill. Now, the skills that I've learned in the profession, skills of communication, curiosity, creativity, continuous learning and action, and productive confrontation, those skills that I learned by profession, I've been able to take into every area of my life. They literally saved my life because it's enabled me to embrace uncertainty, handle the criticism, be ready for anything, and never settle again. And the beautiful thing is, all of these skills are already within. Now I'm going to help you develop them so you'll never go without. So if you're trying to get back up after life has slapped you down, or you're trying to move up because you just feel like your life is stalled out, if you want to have more, do more, be more, then you're going to have to sell more. So welcome to today's episode. If this is your first time here, be sure and hit the subscribe button. That way you don't miss any future episodes. So I'm going to be with you all week. And let me tell you why. On Sunday, you got a fresh episode. On Wednesday, delivered straight to your email box, but you got to subscribe. It's the Get Off Zero, Get Back Up or Unstuck newsletter. 3 points just to get you through the hump. On Thursday, there's another episode. And then on Sunday, rinse and repeat. We'll be back here again. If this or any other episode has meant anything to you, if you would, go to marshbice.com and leave a review, or you can leave it right there on your podcast app. There are millions of podcasts out there, and it's through your generous support and sharing and ratings and reviews that have helped make the Sales Life a top 5% podcast in the world. And we're just getting started. So let's roll out with today's episode. I heard a term recently, and I just absolutely love it, called radical incrementalism. And it speaks to me. Number one, I just like the two words. Radical, which is extreme. Incrementalism is gradual. And it really speaks to making small improvements every day. You know, I'm always thinking about the 1% improvement. What does that mean? How can I put it into action? And this is just another layer, another way of looking at getting 1% better. Radical incrementalism. So here's how I think about it. Instead of choosing an event day, let me tell you what an event day is. An event day are those days where you've been putting off, right? And so you got to get started working out, and this was supposed to be the week, or you're starting a podcast or blog or something creative, or you're trying to learn some new skills, or you're trying to get your real estate license, whatever. And so Monday comes in, busy, tomorrow, Tuesday busy, Wednesday busy, Thursday busy. So you're getting there, and then you just inside, man, you just churning, you're just beating yourself up. You're like, here we go again. And so you choose this event day. And an event day is where you take a vacation day or weekend and you say, everything that I've been putting off, I'm telling you, man, I'm going to spend all day doing it that day. But then when that day comes, one or two things is going to happen. Either you've been beat up all week, and so you're tired. You feel like, you know what? Maybe another day. So you just put off. So you end up not doing it at all. Or if you do arrive at the event day and you take yourself up on it, then you end up spending your whole day trying to catch up on all the things that you've been putting off all week. And it's not all your fault, man. Just things come up during the day, things come up during the week, and it just keeps pushing back your dreams, your destiny, everything that you want. And so you may check the box, you may get it done, but then the problem is you spent your whole off day. Your family didn't get to see you, and then you're back at work the next day. So let me give you an example. I know I got a new episode coming out of the Sales Life. Okay. On Monday, I got to start figuring out what the hell am I write about. But Monday morning just don't start off well. So I end up not doing it. On Tuesday comes, well, I'm trying to catch up for Monday. So that's out the window. So now Monday and Tuesday I've lost. Wednesday comes. I know I got an episode coming, but I still got some time. But then something comes up and I don't do it then either. So then on Thursday, I say, okay. Saturday, telling you, man, Saturday, I'm going to hit it hard. Saturday, I'm going to take all day and I'm going to write and I'm going to record and edit and cue it up, get it ready to launch on Sunday. Every 15-minute episode, on average, takes me about 4 or 5 hours from soup to nuts. From the time that I come up with the idea to getting it on paper, to working it and reworking it, to recording it, to editing it, to cue it up, the cover art, the show notes, 5 hours easy. If you do an hour-long episode, oh my God, it take you a week. So you see where I'm going with this? On Saturday, I start at 9. I'm done at 4 or 5. And so I come out and my whole day is shot. I haven't worked out. I haven't spent any time with the family. And then I'm rolling right back into work. It's gone. Radical incrementalism destroys all of that. It's going to get you off these event days and get you with these pops of micro improvements in these small pockets of time. So let me tell you how it works. Remember, radical incrementalism, radical, extreme, incrementalism, gradual. Let's just take the podcast. And you can apply this to whatever creative you're trying to do, whatever the task is, whatever the thing that you've been putting off. I'm just going to use a podcast, for example. So the way it works is I set my timer for 30 minutes. Boom. I mean, literally 30 minutes. Like I don't look at my watch and say, okay, well, around this time, because if you don't set a timer, then it's going to just go over. So set your timer literally for 30 minutes. In other words, my timer is buzzing when it's off. So you set it for 30 minutes. And within that 30 minutes, you roll. But the minute that timer goes off, it's like a kid taking a leap test. As soon as that timer goes off, drop the pen, no more answers. Or it's like a cooking show, where they're trying to hurry up and get the sauce and the garnishment on there. And then when that timer goes off, back away from the table. So this is that analogy that I want you to have. So set your timer for 30 minutes. And the minute that timer goes off, do it like that. Drop it, walk away from it. If you forced yourself to do it, you're going to be like, cool, I'm done. But if you're on a roll, man, I'm telling you, this is going to take some extreme discipline from you because you're going to be on a roll and just really, really, really want to continue on. Don't. Practice this because I'm telling you, you're playing a long game that you never get caught up, that I'll never get ahead. There's another episode coming out. I'll never arrive at health. I'm always trying to be healthy. So this is that incrementalism, but you do it in these 30-minute pockets. Boom, boom, boom. When the timer goes off, walk away from it. So there's 6 benefits to embracing this radical incrementalism. Number 1, it's going to keep you hungry. Because at the end of the 30 minutes, you wish you could have done more. You were just starting to get on a roll. And so you're not all beat up and worn out. You just had 30 minutes. And that's it. So it keeps that hunger going So that way, man, you want it. You got that yearn. You got that hunger. You want to come back to it. You can't wait for tomorrow. That's the first thing. Second benefit of embracing radical incrementalism is it builds consistency. Change doesn't happen all at once. It happens once all the time. So building that consistency, I'm continuously hitting it. I'm not breaking the link. I'm just stringing these days together. 30 days consistent over time. Whew. Got that consistency, got that momentum rolling. The third benefit of embracing radical incrementalism is you have these bookends, the start and the finish, and you only got 30 minutes. So that is going to apply some productive pressure. I've only got 30 minutes, so I can't just drift off. I can't check my social media. Dude, I've only got 30 minutes. That's it. It's going to make you more productive in a smaller amount of time. And it's kind of a psychological trick for you too, because it's a visitation. It's not something, think about it. When you have these things that you want to work on, the first thing you think about is how much mental capacity, mental currency you've got to offer to that thing. How much of a strength you're working out, how much physical energy I got to give to this thing, right? That's the first thing you think about. When I think about an episode, I'm like, oh, I got to just really pull. Some of these episodes, man, just exhaust me because they pull so much out of me and I'm tired afterwards. And so I start thinking about that. I'm like, oh, tomorrow, I'm gonna just double up. No. So this visitation is a psychological trick where you tell your mind, look, it's just 30 minutes. And at the end, I'm telling you, you can't stay put. You can only visit. You got to walk away from it. That's what's good about that. So these bookends give you the productive pressure, and you're going to get more things done. The fourth benefit of radical incrementalism, I relate everything to food. The 30-minute pocket that you have, it's like cooking a good steak. And when you cook a good steak, you cook it, and then you let it rest. You let the heat go down. You let the juices soak in. Whew. And you let that thing rest. When you come back to it, it's the best steak ever. So in that same way, that 30 minutes and you walk away from it and you're not done with it, it's a good thing. Because what it enables you to do is you can come back the next day and pick up where you left off. But when you do, you're going to make some additions. You're going to make some edits. What made sense to you yesterday doesn't make sense today. And here's another benefit. The day before, when you walked away from it and you let it sit, somewhere during the day triggered a new thought, a new idea that exactly applies to this thing that you've been working on. You're like, oh my God. There's been times that in an effort to cram it all in one, I write the episode, I record it, I publish it all in the same day, and something happened later that day that would have been perfect for this episode. Can't share it. Got to wait till another episode now. So that's a benefit of this radical incrementalism, this little 30-minute pocket that I have, that I can just get on it and then walk away from it and then add to it the next day, and it comes out better. This episode right here is living proof. I've been working on it all week, just a little bit at a time. And then I go on to something else, and then I come back to it. That's what I've been doing. The fifth benefit of radical incrementalism, having these small pockets of time that you start and you finish, is you earn your confidence. Confidence isn't given, it's earned. You got to earn it every day. So because you're hungry, you keep coming back to it. And because you're building that consistency, you haven't broken the chain, you keep coming back to it. And because you have these bookends of this productive pressure, so things really seem to be rolling along. And then you have the days that you come back to it and you pick up right where you left off, but it's like there's no break, man. It's just humming right along. This is going to give you that confidence. And you got that earned confidence. And it just perpetuates. It just gets bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. And you're like, yeah, you feel like King Kong. And the last benefit of radical incrementalism is you get to keep your family. That's a bonus. That's what you do all this for, right? Expressing your creativity, taking care of yourself, going above and beyond your normal job, trying to do something that's for them. It's for you, but it's for them too. There's no sense in doing all of this and you don't have anybody to share it with. So if you just invest with the radical incrementalism, where you just pop in these 30-minute of extreme times, it's a sterile environment. Nothing else gets in the way, just for 30 minutes. Take care of you. Everybody else gets the benefit too. All right? So let me quickly recap the previous episode, because I know many times your day gets hectic, and when a new episode comes out, it just pushes the episode that maybe you didn't catch last time. It pushes that down, and you have to go in there and dig into it. So the previous episode is about your hardships. If you've ever questioned why you seem to have it harder than everybody else, whether it be people that you work with or your neighbors, or even your family members. Some family members just seem to the luck always seems to go their way and you get the lack. So if you've ever had that, it's only 4 minutes long. This episode will really speak to you on why your hardships, you got to count them as a privilege. And it's a way of looking at it that will help your perspective and keep you in the game. Nothing is wasted. Nothing is for nothing. And you got to realize that. So hopefully I can do you some justice on that. Also, if you'd like for me to speak at your next event, whether virtually or in person, if you'd like one-on-one coaching, or if you feel like I'd be a good fit on your podcast, hit me up. Let's talk. Go to marshbice.com and get in touch with me there. If you'd like to leave me a message, in the bottom right is a mic from you to me. Let me know your thoughts or how I can help. I'm no hair, but I'm all ears. And there are many of you I would love to sit down and have coffee with. Unfortunately, we may not get to do that for quite a long time, but you can still share your love and buy me a coffee. The link is right there on the podcast, and I appreciate your support. While you're there at marshbice.com, there are over 1,000 free resources, from podcasts to videos to blogs, all there for the taking. So let's get out of here. With that, remember, the greatest sale that you will ever make is to sell you on you, because you're more than enough. Stay amazing. Stay in the sales life.